Hey guys, what up? It's Goose TV here again today, and today I'm back with another Madden Mobile video on my channel. Now today's video, guys, we are going to have a bit of a conversation. We are going to be kind of talking about the state of Madden Mobile. Is Madden Mobile dead? What is some of the data behind that we're able to see? And what are some of the factors that goes into this? I think it's something important to talk about and gain some information on and kind of figure out maybe what are some of the things that might be leading to people saying this. Is it true? Is this game dead? What's going on with Madden Mobile? We're going to be talking about all of that in this video today. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on my post notifications so you never miss any of my videos. 70% of you guys aren't subscribed, so please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's try to get this video to 200 likes. Hey guys, this video is sponsored by SeatGeek. I'm excited to become a brand ambassador for SeatGeek. SeatGeek is by far the easiest way to buy tickets for anything. NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, and even concerts, they have it all. It compiles the prices from all over the web to make sure you're getting the best price on each ticket. Each ticket has a score to let you know if you're getting a good or bad deal, green being good and red being bad. And on your first purchase of $50 or more on the SeatGeek app, using my code TheGooseTV, you're going to get $20 off. That's a huge deal. Definitely not going to want to pass this up. Click the link in my description to get started, and let's get on with the video. So, this video, I'm not gonna lie, is probably going to be all over the place. I have a few things in plan, but for the most part, I just kind of want to talk and kind of just say my own thoughts and kind of figure things out as I go. So, is Madden Mobile dead? That is the thing that we are going to be talking about today. And when we say dead, it means, I think the definition of some people have of dead is in comparison to what it used to be. As many of you know, Madden Mobile used to be the most popular game on the App Store. If you were like me, it was middle school. It was like 7th, 8th grade for me. I'm now going into my second year of college. Obviously it was like Madden Mobile 16 and Madden Mobile 15 were the two big years of Madden Mobile. That's when Madden Mobile was popular, mainly in Madden Mobile 16. And if you played during then, you knew everybody at school played this game. Like, this game was the game. It was obviously maybe not as big as some of your other games right now, like Fortnite or Fall Guys was for a little bit, or any of those popular games right now, but you kind of get the point where it was that game for a while. It was that mobile game. Like I said, all of your friends played this game, and I still have not stopped playing. So, in comparison, obviously, it's not going to be anywhere near what it was. So one thing that I will say about that is, this game's been out for 7 years, I think? 7-ish? And any game, especially mobile gaming, is a little bit different than console gaming. People on mobile gaming, it's not easy to retain players. Now, I don't know this for sure. I don't know. I'm not a game developer or anything. I don't have firsthand knowledge of this. But I would imagine that stuff like this is very hard to retain players, especially if you do the same thing over and over again. They can't just release Madden Mobile 16 every single year. People are going to get bored of it no matter what. So that is part of the reason why we get new features and new things every year. Yes, to improve the game, but for the most part, it's trying to do new things and bring in more players and get people excited about the different new modes and stuff like that in the games. So that is the reasoning. So some people are going to say this game is completely dead, revert the old game, do all this, do all that, and some of that is just not logical. They're a company who's trying to make money and retain their players, and they're making decisions that they think are going to make them the most money and are going to retain the most players into their games. So, do I agree with everything they do? Absolutely not, and that's not the point. I don't think they're doing it to have everybody agree with them. That's not the goal of a company in the long run, but for the most part, you know what I mean? They have to do things, they have to switch things up. For a game that's been around for so long, it's something that they need to do. They need to make new things. They need to come out with new ideas. The yard this year, was that an idea that was brand new, or was this something that maybe was used to compete with upcoming games? There's rumors of a skills Madden Mobile coming out. There's a lot of stuff kind of talking about it, and maybe the yard was a way to be able to compete with that, because skills wouldn't have rights to 11v11 kind of simulation football because of Madden Mobile, but it would give EA some sort of competition. So with the yard, that was something that they did this year. So this is an interesting kind of fact and figure right here. This is from EA's quarterly reports. They usually have some sort of meeting, I'm guessing, and they release transcripts, yearly earnings, all that kind of stuff in those reports. And one thing, the only time they mentioned Madden Mobile in the 2021 report reports, this is the one thing that they said. And this was the first year that console was linked to Madden Mobile with the yard and everything like that. So it said, like I said, this is also the first time we linked Madden Mobile to console Madden. And we saw hundreds of thousands of mobile players registered in the first tranche of Madden NFL 21 buyers. Now, at first, a couple weeks ago or months ago when I read this, I was like, wow, there's hundreds of thousands of people from console, new players that came over to mobile, but that's not what this means. This means that there were hundreds of thousands of mobile players that were linked through the yard or linked with their EA account that were part of the Madden NFL 21 buyers. That was at the start of the year, obviously, right? So Madden Mobile came out earlier than Madden Console. Madden Mobile came out in early August, and Console Madden came out almost at the exact end of August. So there was almost an entire month of Madden Mobile being out before console, and I think that was strategically done so that the console people could come over and check out the yard. We saw people like RBT come on and play some Madden Mobile with the yard, and it was super cool. We got a ton of views on it. It was really cool to have some Madden Mobile representation from some bigger players, and that was the whole point of it. That is the goal, to be able to link it and have both parties with Madden Console and Madden Mobile benefit, because people from console can get stuff on mobile, people on mobile can get stuff on console if you choose to play both of them. Now, the main reason we're having this argument right now is because it's the off-season. This happens almost every single year, and it's going to, because that's how NFL works, especially with a game like Madden Mobile. People are going to be most active during the NFL season, so that's going to be when the new game comes out in like August, pretty much up until maybe February. After the Super Bowl is usually when we see a decline in the number of people playing, and the amount of views we get on YouTube. You kind of get the point with all of that. So those are going to be the most popular months. So in general, that's going to happen. Now, last summer, obviously, it was a little bit different. I think a lot of people were playing the game with COVID and everything. They wanted something to do. We saw so many people start their Madden Mobile YouTube channels and doing new stuff with Madden Mobile last summer, which was really, really cool. So that was part of the reason why, and I think the game was actually in a really good state last summer. They did some things where it kept people playing with some of the packs and stuff like that, and it was able to carry over. I remember we had a really successful Madden Mobile 21 launch, and pretty much through December, we had a really good start to the season. But the way that the game works this year is that there's just not enough to do to be able to retain players. Even someone like me who's played for so long, I barely play. I really don't. There's not huge of incentive. I do play every single day. Obviously, I log on a couple times a day, but it's not like I'm going to be grinding this every single day for hours and hours, and not many people do, and plenty of people have quit due to the reasons. I'm not going to talk about all this stuff in depth. I've made complaint videos. I've done stuff like that already. If you want to check those out, you can hear all my concerns and everything like that with the game, and that's not what I want to talk about in this video, but you kind of get the point where there's a lot of issues with the game leading to people saying that the game is dead. One of the big things I want to talk about is the fact that people say that people don't play the yard or people don't play season mode. There's people that, there's so many people say nobody plays the yard. Obviously, most of us don't play the yard, but here's the thing. You guys that are watching this video, probably all of the people that are active in this community, whether that be on Discord, whether that be on Reddit, on YouTube, any of those areas, right? The people that are playing the yard are not going to be the ones on YouTube, especially for me. I don't make any content related to the yard. Most people on the forums and everything don't play the yard. Now, there may not be a whole ton of players. However, there is probably many more yard players than you think. There are definitely people that log on to this game and only play the yard, and especially with when they added new modes and everything to this game. People only play this game for the yard. I guarantee you that. Now, I don't know the number. I don't know if it's a lot, but there definitely are people. Those are the people that aren't active in the community because they don't need, especially for me, they don't need help from me because there's nothing for me to give. Those are not going to ask a lot of questions. It's pretty basic. I feel like those people are just not active in the community. So for us, it's harder to see that those players are still active. However, for the yard, that's also something where if they're not looking stuff up, if they're not talking about the game, I don't think that's a huge positive thing, and I don't know if that's really making EA a whole ton of money. One of the bigger things, obviously, is the community challenge that we've had this year and in prior years. In our older community challenges, we were able to hit the milestones every single time. I don't think we ever failed one until last year's Pro Bowl challenge. Not this year's. Last year's Pro Bowl challenge, challenge we failed to. I don't know what the number was, but they drastically reduced it even this year, obviously because they have plenty of data on who's playing their game. And the fact that those numbers have decreased so drastically in those community challenges, some people, including Nick, say that people just choose not to play them, and obviously that's the case sometimes. However, it still shows a massive decrease in players, and there's going to be a massive decrease in players with the game that's been out so long. I've talked about this for a while, but the community challenge really shows you that there's not a whole lot of active players in this game. There's really not a whole lot going on. So the last piece of information I want to look at, and this is probably the most crucial, is Google Trends. If you've never gone on Google Trends before, you can search up a term that people could search on Google, obviously, and it shows you the interest in this topic. So basically, it's going to, the amount of searches in a time period, it's going to compare those. So starting off, Madden Mobile released, I believe, on August 26th of 2014. So I did that all the way till today, and it puts you a chart of the interest over time on the y-axis, and the x-axis is the time. And basically what it means is, like, for example, 100, when it's at 100, it is the most popular time when there were the most searches in that time range. And then you can go along kind of the curve and see, like I said, the different percentages or whatever of how much this game was searched up on Google. So you can see the big spikes on a couple of the years when the game launched or got more popular, maybe around December. The huge spike is Madden Mobile 16 when that came out. The biggest spike, the highest spike of this game ever, was in December around Christmas with the presence of Madden Mobile 16. That is when this game got super popular. And that's when it was the highest point. Then you can see it didn't have a huge rebound the next year of Madden Mobile 17 when that came out, and then even a lower one, Madden Mobile 18, which wasn't super high. But then you can see when Madden Mobile Overdrive dropped, or Madden Overdrive, whatever, there was a huge decrease in the amount of players or searches. There wasn't even really a bump when the game came out, and you can see how flat that got until we got back into Madden Mobile 20. Madden Mobile 20, which definitely increased it a little bit. You can see a little bit of a spike when this game came out for Madden Mobile 21, and it's going right back down. It's flat. And I know a lot of people on EA streams, on Nick's streams, are saying, you know, the game is dead, and Nick will respond with, it's not what you think it is. There's a lot more people, and I completely understand that. But if your game is not searched up enough, I think this is clear-cut evidence that if not enough people are searching your thing, there's not enough players, there's not as many players. This is comparative as well, so they might be still making a lot of money with the field passes and doing all this. I don't know how that's going, but you can see that this is a massive decrease. Now the next one is the past 5 years, so that's not even including Madden Mobile 16, the huge spike. You can still see kind of with a little bit more detail that we're going back down, and we're still down. Overdrive was really bad, but we got a little bit of an increase with Madden Mobile 20. And then in the past year, so this includes a little bit right before the start of this year, you can see the highest interest in this game was the start of this year. We're going to have some big spikes on the different holidays. So those big holiday times you're going to see was most feared. You're going to see Madden Feast and Black Friday, and then you're going to see Ultimate Freeze. Those are the big jumps right there. And then after that, you'll see a little one for Super Bowl, and then it goes right back down. I don't know exactly what caused the little spike right before, you know, right around May 30th. I'm not exactly sure, but you kind of get the point that it's definitely going downhill. And this curve for the past 12 months is very similar to what it probably should be, because the game's not going to be as popular, like I said, when the NFL season is not going on. So those are some interesting graphs. I just wanted to kind of show you guys and kind of give you some data and look and try to make a decision. What do you think in the comments below? Is Madden Mobile dead? I don't know how many players the game has. I really don't. I don't know if this game is dead or not. Obviously, it's not in a great state. There's not a whole ton of players. My views are going down on YouTube every day. I'm still doing horrible compared to what I was earlier in the year. That's expected, but this year it seems pretty bad. And obviously there's a lot of causes for that, which we won't get into right now because the video is going to be over here. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I kind of wanted to make this video, talk about it. Let me know what you guys have to think. If I should do more of these kind of type of videos, let me know. Today's post notification shout out goes out to Cooper Spruill. Be the first person to comment on a video for the next video's post notification shout out. But anyways, guys, that is just about it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to like it and subscribe my channel if you haven't already. I'm Goose TV, and I'm out. I will see you guys later.